And so we've come to the 16th and final day of the Salisbury International Arts Festival. It truly has been a carnival of the arts. There's been something in there for almost everybody. We've had classical music in the cathedral, the Sir John Taverner Memorial Concert, which was very moving. We've had Miles Jupp making us laugh in the Playhouse. We've had the historian and broadcaster Peter Snow telling us about the day in 1814 when British forces managed to burn the White House. But for me, two performances stood out: Broken and the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. These two performances combined dance and acrobatics, amongst other things. I was astounded. My sense of what the human form is physically capable of was stretched way beyond anything I could have expected. As well as circus, music, theatre and comedy, this festival has been full of cerebral and often witty and amusing appearances by authors and historians. We all know that this year marks the centenary of the beginning of the First World War, but there were other things going on in 1914 too. The author and historian Mark Bostridge is going to be talking about some of them.
The outbreak of war would give Mrs. Pankhurst the perfect excuse to distance herself and her movement from this impossible strategy.
There's been plenty of family involvement in this festival, and I'm pleased to introduce to you, it's a bit of a mouthful, Monsky Mouse's Baby Disco Dance Hall.
It's a great event, it's amazing, lots and lots of different things for all age groups, all types of people. We've just been to the puppet show, the long-nosed puppets that come from Brighton. They were amazing, very high quality production company, brilliant for the kids. Now we're here at the disco, we're going to dance our socks off, aren't we? We're going to dance our socks off, are your socks going to come off?
I think one of the things that works so well for the festival is it's genuinely multi-art form, and so music of all types, and theatre and dance sit alongside visual arts and film, circus, work inside, work outdoors, a huge range of work for young families too, and so we're able, over that mix, to really engage with all of the people in Salisbury.
Toby Smith, this is your first Salisbury Festival as director. You're in charge for 4. What were you looking to get out of this first one?
I started by looking at the idea of the sun. Stonehenge sits just miles from the city, and we know that the sun was fundamental to that monument. So this year we're looking north to the lands of the midnight sun, which is why you've seen some of the best arts and culture from Scandinavia this year. But then next year the sun will rise in the east, and then we move in 2016 looking south to the full heat of midday, and then finally in my last year a western sunset where we'll look across the Atlantic to the eastern seaboard.
It's called the Salisbury International Arts Festival. Does the international refer to the performers or to the audiences in your mind?
In mind, first and foremost, of course, the programme. All of the artists that we're inviting, many of them are from all sorts of different countries this year, many of the Nordic countries particularly, and so that is in the DNA of the festival. But again, Salisbury is fundamentally a tourist city. Mentioned Stonehenge, but equally the cathedral here too, and we do interact with those audiences on a daily basis, just because the Arts Festival is happening over 2 weeks when people are visiting the town.
Classical music has played an important part in this festival. Now we're going to go and see the Cassia Quartet. They've just had a masterclass from the Woo Quartet, and they're going to be playing Haydn and Mendelssohn. I'm excited to listen.
My name's William Atkins. I'm talking about my book The Moor today, which is a cultural history and a kind of travel book about England's moorlands, travelling from the southwest to the Scottish border.
As you can see, it is a beautiful evening here at Old Wardour Castle. We're here to watch Much Ado About Nothing by Shakespeare, performed by the Globe Theatre on tour. It's a quintessentially English scene, and behind me, the audience is pouring in. Simon Bubb, you are playing Benedict.
Yes.
What's it like playing at a venue like this?
I think enchanting is the best word, really. We on the second night we got almost washed away by rain, but apart from that, the weather has just been amazing, and this venue is like nothing else I've ever performed at.
I'm sitting here in the cloisters of Salisbury Cathedral. The sun is about to swap places with the moon, and 2 weeks of festival are drawing to a close. I'm going to leave you with Tenebre's choral performance of Lightness to Dark.